What's going on, guys? It's Steve. So Stephen Curry was recently asked on the media day, and well, before I start, I would just like to say it was really weird seeing Kevin Durant next to Stephen Curry, because we're so used to seeing Westbrook with Durant in the blue jerseys. Now Durant's in a white and gold jersey, and it's weird, man. But anyway, so Stephen Curry was asked if he thinks it's possible that he could win his third MVP award in a row, and pretty much what he said is it is definitely possible. I worked hard this summer to get even better and to put myself in a better position than we were last year, and I'm confident in my ability and my team's ability to succeed. So what do I think about this? Not a chance. He's not going to win MVP. It's as simple as that. And here's why. Besides the fact that, there are other contenders, let's just focus on his team right now. He is not even the best player on the team. So it would be the same thing as Kyrie Irving and LeBron James in another sense. Think about it this way. Obviously, Stephen Curry is better than Kyrie, but think about it this way. Would Kyrie Irving ever win MVP over LeBron James? The quick answer is obviously not. It would never happen. And that's the same thing with Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. You know what I mean? Like, Stephen Curry, he's a great player, don't get me wrong. He's one of the best players in the world. Easily, right? He's easily top 10. One of the best players in the world. But, Kevin Durant is the second best player in the world. His level of impact goes far beyond what Stephen Curry can do. Now, Stephen Curry, in my opinion, the way he impacts the game is on and off the ball. Obviously he's ball dominant. He's a really great playmaker. That's really good about him, and he could take over almost at will, and when his shot gets hot, it's over for you and your team. And even off the ball, just his presence on the court, that says a lot about him as well. And, but with Kevin Durant, it's like he can impact you by scoring, by passing, by dominating the ball on the defensive end. He can impact you from literally anywhere on the court, and that's where Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant separates. And obviously Kevin Durant also being 6'9" gives him an advantage because he can guard more positions, he could do more on the court, he could rebound, he could do a whole bunch of more stuff. And this is where I was talking about how the small forward position is better than the point guard position and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's not possible for Stephen Curry. Well, I mean, anything's possible, don't get me wrong. They're obviously going to have a really good season, and both Curry and Durant are going to be in talks for MVP. I don't know if there's ever been a co-MVP in the regular season. I'm not sure about that, but they're obviously going to be in the talks for MVP, right? Both of those players. But the thing is if you have the Cleveland Cavaliers win, let's say 57 to 65 games, right? You have them winning 57 to 65 games, and LeBron does what he does, easily 25, 7 and 7. That's just him cruising through the regular season, 25, 7 and 7. He's going to win the MVP because right now, in my opinion, he has the highest chance because, well, let's look at it from a logistical standpoint. From a logistical standpoint, he is MVP every single year. There's no one in the NBA that impacts their team as much as he does. But obviously the reason why it went to Curry last year because he was the best player on the best team, right? That doesn't mean he was the best player in the world. It just meant he was the best player on that team, which was the best team at the time. And they really were the best team, and they still are obviously the best team in the world. But LeBron James showed them why. It doesn't matter who the hell you bring up to me. I'm still going to dominate. But anyway, so I think LeBron has the highest chances of winning the Most Valuable Player award next season. Just because his impact on the floor is unmatched in NBA history. The only person that I can think of that even comes close to impacting the game as much as LeBron James the only other people. There are 3 people. There are actually 4. There's Jerry West. There's Oscar Robertson, who, by the way, is the only player in NBA history to average a triple-double. I know it was in the pioneer days when the game was still evolving, but still, that's still incredibly hard to do. Jerry West nearly averaged a triple-double as well. Magic Johnson nearly averaged a triple-double in the 80s, and Larry Bird almost averaged a triple-double. So those are the only players that I can really think of that impact the game, that are even close in terms of impact to the level that LeBron James is/was. So I think LeBron has the highest chance. And if it isn't for LeBron, I'm going to save this for another video, my MVP predictions, even though I already kind of made this. But, if it isn't going to be LeBron, it's going to be, I don't know, man. Depends. If the Knicks play well, Carmelo Anthony has a chance, just like he did in 2013. He'll probably finish top 3 again. Kawhi Leonard's probably going to be up there. Depending on how the Indiana Pacers play, whether they can rank high in the seedings, just it's the same scenario with the Knicks. If either of those two teams can rank high in the seedings, either first or second seed, they have a chance to win. But at the same time, are is the NBA really going to choose, Paul George over LeBron or Carmelo Anthony over LeBron? And I don't think that'll ever happen. And we already know the Cavaliers most likely are going to be the first seed in the Eastern Conference. Now, the thing about the East is there are a lot of good teams this year in the East, which is going to be entertaining as hell to watch. We got the Indiana Pacers, the Toronto Raptors, the New York Knicks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Boston Celtics. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, going back to the main topic of this video, if anyone can do it, I wouldn't be surprised if Curry did do it and win his 3rd MVP. Let's be real. That guy is on just a whole nother planet compared to most of the players in the world right now, which is why he's a top 10 player in the world at this current moment, or as some people like to try and sound smart when they talk, at this juncture. But yeah, so right now at this moment, Stephen Curry is obviously top 10 in the world. It can be argued. Some people may argue top 3. Some people may argue top 5. My opinion, he's top 10. But at the end of the day, he's still a great player. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But again, going back to the thing with LeBron and Kyrie, if anyone were to win MVP on that team, it wouldn't be Stephen Curry, it wouldn't be Klay Thompson, and it wouldn't be Draymond Green. It's going to go to the former MVP, the second best player in the world, Kevin Durant. Now, this is the thing. This is why, it's kind of hard for people to say a little guy is the best player in the world, which is why Stephen Curry, got so much attention, because a lot of people were saying, Stephen Curry coming into the West and dominating like he did. Some people considered him the best player in the world, but it's really hard to say you're the best player in the world because you cannot impact the game to the level of LeBron James or to Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I don't know. If you look back, even when Steve Nash was winning back-to-back MVPs, when Darren Williams was beasting, when Chris Paul was beasting, when Allen Iverson, these little guys, you know what I'm saying? When all of these little guys were beasting, Isaiah Thomas back in the day in the 80s with the Bad Boy Pistons, no matter who it is, it's hard for someone, logically, from a logistical standpoint, to sit there and say that a little guy can be the best player in the world, because they cannot do as much as a bigger person. Now, it's sort of the same with the big man. A big man cannot, especially in today's era, the big man is pretty much irrelevant right now. You either have to be a catch and shoot player, or you're just gonna be sitting there just doing nothing on the floor. You have your occasional, or you have to be a dominant defender like your Hassan Whitesides, Andre Drummonds, and players of that nature, and obviously your Karl Anthony Towns who can post up, but really, he's a gem because that position has become irrelevant, and which is why Kristaps Porzingis is such a great fit for the modern day NBA at his height, weight, and size, because he's tall, he can run the floor, he can dribble the basketball. He's like Chris Bosh in his prime, pretty much, and so nothing but a bright future there. But a big man cannot impact the game like a small forward can, because a small forward, they can rebound, they can pass, they can be the floor general, they can score at will, they can guard almost every position depending on who you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, and when you look at the last 10 years in the NBA, for the most part, the top 3 players in the world over the last 10 years, from 2006 to 2016, have been the top 3 small forwards in the world at this moment: LeBron, Carmelo, and Kevin Durant. Now, obviously, we had Kobe, Dwyane Wade. We had those players at the time as well. Obviously, Dwyane Wade and Kobe were better than LeBron and Melo. I mean, not LeBron, Kevin Durant and Melo at some points, but obviously that's no longer the case, because that they're pretty much done. Kobe's done. D Wade's out of his prime. But anyway, so I don't know, man. I don't see Stephen Curry being able to come out and win MVP for the 3rd straight year in a row. The way I look at it is, if LeBron James couldn't do it when he deserved it, especially in 2011 and then in Actually, no. Kevin Durant did deserve it in 2014. So if LeBron couldn't do it in 2011, winning 3 in a row from 9, 10, 11, I don't see Stephen Curry being able to do it. It's just that doesn't make sense to me, and especially with him not even being the second best, not even being the best player on the team. He's the second best player on that team. So anyway, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Peace.